Nice.
What's going on, everybody? Dean here with RC Driver. Hope you're all having a great day. Tekno in recent weeks and months has come out with some pretty amazing vehicles, from the new MT410 2.0, the SCT-SL super light truck, their 8th scale 2.1. They're going back a little further than that. They've got the Truggy, the 48 2.0, and now what have they done? They've come out with a new monster truck. It's been out for a little while, but we're just getting to review it. The 410 MT 2.0 or MT410 2.0. So we're super excited to have one in front of us with an awesome body painted by Bradley Farmer of Bradley Fine Line Design. So we're gonna show this thing off and then show you it outside getting dirty. All right, so when Tekno released the SCT410 2.0, they included an awesome little sticker of the Randy Macho Man Savage. So what did they do this time? They included a sticker of Hulk Hogan. Soon as I found that out, I sent this awesome J Concepts F250 body over to Bradley Farmer at Bradley Fine Line Design. I said, hey Bradley, do me a favor, give this a Hulk Hogan theme. I was thinking he was just gonna go with some yellow and red and something like that, but Bradley being Bradley went way overboard. Thank you so much, sir. We've got this amazing Hulk Hogan old school WWF theme from when he first became world champion. So let me tell you something, brother, as Hogan would say.
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Bradley Farmer knocked this J Concepts body out of the park. So now that we've got the J Concepts body off, let's start off and look at the chassis and all the awesome details. All right, so starting up front, we've got a massively beefy, oversized front bumper. This is a basher. This is a monster truck. It's got a little bit of flex to it, which you'd expect, but not too much. We've got 13 millimeter big bore shocks, but they're coupled with 16 mil springs, so there's plenty of aftermarket spring options if you're into tuning. I know most monster truck people aren't, but if that's your thing, you've got plenty of options out there. It's got a front fluid-filled diff, center fluid-filled diff, and a rear fluid-filled diff. But let's go back up front. We've got all oversized heavy-duty adjustable turnbuckles throughout. We've got plastic hubs and knuckles with universal type drive shafts that take power to the wheels. Speaking of tires and wheels, we went with some J Concepts tires and wheels. Forgetting the part number of the rim or wheel we used, but we used the biggest offset to make this as wide as possible. Give it a little bit of stability. Looking at the front A-arms, again, overbuilt and beefy. There's no flex or curve to them, so to speak, like they're racing vehicles, but these are very similar to the A-arms, if not the same A-arm as used on the SCT410 2.0. And again, if you look at it closely, while it doesn't have sway bars, it's got spots to put sway bars on the suspension arms and on the center front diff housing, so to speak. So pretty good. Working our way further back a little bit more, we've got our Ackerman plate with a couple adjustments on it for our steering. Traditional style steering bell crank. We've got a metal servo horn, 25 tooth, comes standard. And what did we do? We paired that with a crazy DB961 WP servo from Hi-Tech. This has some amazing torque. If I'm remembering correctly, over 760 ounces of torque at 7.4 volts. Being a monster truck and having these big tires, we wanted something that would snap the tire side to side. This servo is going to fit the bill. Working our way back, let's talk about the electronics package. We went with some Castle Creations electronics with the motor and speed control. The motor, we went with a 2200 kV censored unit from Castle Creations and their Mamba Monster 2 censored speed control. Did go with their aftermarket sensor harness to get rid of the adapter because their sensor wiring is a little bit different, but it fits in here nice and clean, super tight fit. I wanted to go with the most, durable electronic package I could between the servo, the motor, and speed control, and it all fits nice and snug on one side of the vehicle. On the other side of the vehicle, we went with a Spectrum Smart battery, 5,000 milliamp 3S. That said, we put a 3S in here. This vehicle with this electronics package and its drivetrain could absolutely handle a 4S battery. We went overkill everywhere we could, and of course we went with a Spectrum receiver. Gonna pair that with my DX5R Pro radio. All right, working our way back a little bit more. Like the SL short course truck and the 2.0 short course truck, this has got one of your static motor mounts, so to speak, so it's got pre-drilled holes. Yep, it does make changing your pinion gear a little more difficult than, say, one of those slide type motor mounts, but as I said in my previous video with the 2.0 truck, you don't change the pinion gear very often these days, especially on a bashing type vehicle. And what's great, this is a basher. You're gonna use it in all sorts of environments. The entire drive terrain is completely sealed from the elements. You're not gonna get anything in there and destroy that plastic spur gear or anything else for that matter. Flipping our way to the back, what do we have? We've got this awesome license plate, brother, one of Hulk Hogan's taglines. They do come with another plate that does say Tekno if you want to put that on instead. Awesome little wheelie bar. These have only got plastic bushings and it still spins pretty well. Again, this is overbuilt and beefy. We've got our shocks, 13 mil shocks with 16 mil springs. Overbuilt arms. Didn't mention this before. We got droop screws in the suspension arms should you really want to set ride height. But again, being a monster truck, you're gonna probably want as much travel as you can get out of this if you're getting big air. Like with all things Tekno, this is a kit. You've got to build it, and it comes with all of your fluids and greases. We did make one change. It comes with black grease that you put on your ring and pinion gears at your front and rear differentials. I went with some Udder Butter from Tekno RC. I use this grease on a lot of different applications. It just stays put a little bit better in my opinion. This is a nice new tub of Udder Butter. Little something I like to do when I'm building cars these days. I'm using the Udder Butter on as many moving parts internally as I can. But again, it does come with your shock oils. It comes with your diff oils. So you don't even have to pick that up. It comes with thread lock, instructions on things. All Tekno are of course great, tells you everything you need to know. When you pick one of these up, what are you gonna have to do? As I've said before, we went with a J Concepts body, tires, and wheels. On the Tekno website, there is a guide to tell you what tires, bodies, and wheels fit well. So that's pretty helpful, especially if you're a newbie and not sure what to get. You can check out the website and then go to your local hobby store to get those things. One thing we did add to the truck that is not a standard feature is this center chassis brace or chassis stiffener that goes from the front to the back. Again, it's a chassis stiffener, helps prevent flex front to back. We are going to bash this truck. We are going to get big air, and that's just going to help the truck be a little more rigid and get rid of flex. We also added this after the fact to our short course truck. Again, that one is going to be a little more of a track vehicle, even though it can still be bashed. But we definitely, as soon as I found out about this truck and got one, I was like, hey, I need to put the chassis stiffener on it. But other than that, this truck is completely bone stock, other than the items you have to add: body, tires, and wheels, and electronics package. All right, everybody, we just bashed the daylights out of the Tekno MT410 2.0. We started off with the awesome Bradley Fine Line design Hulk Hogan inspired body. We were taking it a little too easy because we were afraid to scratch the body, so Jeff from 413 RC threw on this red body, kind of his theme, and we just had at it. We did not hold back. As you've seen, this truck is super durable. We did have one small part failure. I don't even want to call it a part failure after how badly we beat on this truck, but we got one shock up front. We think there's a bent shock shaft. We'll take it apart and see, but other than this one shock where we think we've bent the shaft because it's not moving anymore, and being really wet and dirty, this truck is an absolute monster of a monster truck. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Don't be afraid to send it. It's super tough. If all we have is a bent shock shaft and a beaten up body after all we've done, Tekno has done a pretty good job. Something I didn't mention earlier, this truck is also compatible with a lot of the EB48 2.0 parts, like the whole front and back clip. So while it's a monster truck designed to bash, you can up your game and go with some pro parts, so to speak. Going back to the truck itself though, I am super glad we went with the chassis stiffener on this. They might have tweaked the chassis without this brace with how badly we sent it a couple times, but it's Tekno tough. Bottom line, it's Tekno tough. It's super fun. The Castle Creations power plant and the high-tech servo did not disappoint. Kept everything going the whole time. So we're gonna take it apart, we're gonna clean it, and other than a bent shock shaft up front corner here, I don't think there's anything, it's not too worse for wear other than being dirty. But I want to thank you for watching this video today. If you liked it, please give us a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to RC Driver and 413 RC on all social media platforms, and have a great day.